Unmute. All right, all right. There we go. Peace. Excuse the delay. Technical difficulties. The technical delays ain't really difficult. But we here now. We here. And the Lord said to tell you hi. Peace. Campaign Trail. Sunday night school live. See the title? Prove all things. Prove all things. That's for my Christian folks. That if you claim to be Christian, but you're trying to push your beliefs or your debates or whatever, your very book that you're coming out of, it says prove all things. I'm trying to find well, yeah, that's what it say. That's something. Thessalonians. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. That's in the Bible. Is that true? Is that accurate? You just put it right there. Prove all things, and then there's another thing. Then I'm gonna put in here real quick, which is that. I don't know if this whole thing gonna fit, but I'll put it in here. That's Revelations 22. Let me see if that'll go in there. Rev 22. All right. We at it now. All right, peace. We black at it. Salute G from the Bay. Salute Yusuf. Big bro Yusuf line with the wrench. Ahmad Jabril, salute. So yeah, man, let's get to it. I was just watching my young bro 19 Keys and Dr. Wesley Muhammad discussing Billy Carson and Wesley Huff, little white boy, Christian. I think he a Christian. Debate. I don't know. Is he a Christian? Yeah. Debate that they had. That's it's a whole lot of chatter about saying that Billy Carson got destroyed. I'm not familiar with none of them. I remember seeing dude. I seen him online, but you'd be talking about Anunnaki and aliens and all kind of stuff like that. So I ain't really into that. But since I was made aware yesterday or whatever, I posted about the Avery dude or God Logic dude or that's on YouTube dissing Islam and clowning, I guess, Orthodox Muslim, clowning African Muslims and Middle Eastern Muslims, like fast talking them, fast cars, used car salesmen talking them. That I kind of slowed down and kind of checked out a few things. So I just see a whole lot of wasted time, a whole lot of wasted energy about trying to scholarship, research, and this and that. Bottom line is like, what is the proof? Where is your proof? Where is your proof of what the Bible say? Like, what the Bible is? The Bible real? Is the Quran real? Is the miracles real? Are these prophets real? Is this God real? Like, where is the proof? We about proof. I'm not diplomatic. I don't speak diplomatic talk. I don't speak so-called I ain't gonna say research talk, whatever that scholarly, I don't know, man. I want to get straight to the proof. Whatever you claim and prove it. Whatever I'm claiming, prove it. It's belief. Just because you can find somebody that you claim to be a source or research or whatever that said that this is true, now prove it. If it's true, prove it. I don't want to hear nothing about that. We talking about if the Bible is better than the Quran or Christianity is better than Islam. How do you prove that? Bottom line. Okay. I don't got no scholars. I can't cite no scholars. I can cite some Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5, though. Prove it. Prove it. Show and prove. Right? That's what I want. See Allah, salute. Big Tone, Kingdom TV, peace, gangster love. What we talking about tonight? What I'm talking about. All you gotta do is listen. All you gotta do is listen. That's why you got one mouth and two ears and two eyes. But you know, in my eyes, you don't want the hate to come through. So I ain't gonna tell you, but I'm gonna go into that other entrance. So, Adrian Martinez, peace, salute. We talking about Christians, the debate between Sonny, what's his name? Sonny Carson? I mean, Billy Carson and Wesley Huff. I didn't see the debate yet. I just seen all of the backlash or all of the chatter and saying that Billy Carson got destroyed and Billy Carson is a grifter and a scam artist and this and that. And he might be. I don't know nothing about him or the other guy, you know. All I know is once you start calling out Islam and saying Islam or the Allah or the prophets or, you know, Islam or the Quran is all false and all kind of other crazy little slander, then you know, I'll step into the arena. Because I don't care what you say. You know, all you gotta do is prove it. Now you slander, you publicly slander, and you publicly making whatever accusations. Instead of just saying, I believe this or I don't believe that, you're saying absolute statements. So I love to get these absolute statement scholars or experts or whatever, you know, on the live with me. I'm not going to waste time. I'm getting right to it. Not going to compare notes and compare sources and none of that. No, let's just see what you say. You a Christian? What your Bible say? Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Can we skip all of the diplomatics, whatever? I don't even understand that language. I'm a regular street dude that got sense, that know how to critically think and know how to speak and go right to the point. Get right to it. You know what I'm saying? Big Zed. I see you, Big Zedric. Tuned in. Let me make sure I got my whole other, because I don't want to miss nobody's communications. Salute Lance, Big Lance, Bearded Conversation, Safi Ali. Bearded Conversation, peace. Yeah, we getting right to it. Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Is that a lie? Is this right here a lie? Any of my Bible Christian family? Is this tampered with? Is this tampered with right here? Because, you know, the Bible saying Revelations, the very last end of the New Testament say that the Bible will be tampered with. You know what I'm saying? For y'all that say that the Bible is the infallible word of God and ain't tampered with. Revelations 22:18 and 22:19 says it is tampered with. Says it is tampered with. Says it can be. It says it shall be. It shall be tampered with. And what would be the consequences for those that shall tamper with it? So anybody want to hop on here with me? You know, we can get right at it. It's Sunday, Sun night. We can get right to it. There's the StreamYard link. Patrick Muhammad, Cousin Pookie on the couch. Big Rube, Walaikum Salam, peace, 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 and more peace. Ahmad, there's a StreamYard link. So I'll read it. It's just two parts, but I'll read the whole thing. It says, Revelations, it's the Bible, Revelations 22:18 and 22:19. For I testify unto every man that hears the words of the prophecy of this book, meaning the Bible. John Moore, thank you for the Cash App, John Moore. Thank you. Man, we on it, y'all about to get me turned all the way up with the support. Supporting me early. I'm about to make it work by God's permission, by the spirit of the God of Jesus and Muhammad. I'm about to represent for y'all. I don't got time to be politically correct and diplomatic. We finna go straight at it. According to the Bible, if you're a Christian, Revelation, you can't say, well, that's the Old Testament. We only go by the New Testament. Well, this don't get no newer than the New Testament. These is, in fact, the last words of the New Testament. This is after all the things that went on, After all the New Testament miracles and everything Jesus that you believe in supposedly did and said, after all that, this is the last will and testament. These are the last words of the whole Bible, and specifically the New Testament. Revelations 22:18. For I testify unto every man that hears the words of the prophecy, meaning prophecy. If you know what prophecy means, it means you speaking you speaking the language or the words directly from God, or you speaking the words from God about the future. So, for I testify to every man that hears the words of the prophecy of this book, this Bible, quote, if any man shall. It don't say that this book cannot be tampered with, it's infallible, it's uncorruptible. No, it says if any man, not spirit, spook, ghost, fellow supernatural entity, no, just a regular man, if any man shall add unto these things, meaning the words that's written in this book of prophecy, this book, God shall add unto him that tampers with this book the plagues that are written in this book. Do that sound uncorruptible, infallible, untampered with to you? And then in 19 it say, and if any man, human being, shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, this same book, God shall take away his part out of the book of life. That's a different book. The book that you claim to believe in, the book of heaven and hell or eternal, whatever is supposed to happen to your soul. He's going to take your name out of that book regarding whether you tamper with this book or not, because this book can be and shall be tampered with. So he's letting you know the consequences and the criterion to look for to prove, like prove all things, to prove whether this book has been tampered with, whether the words have been added to or taken away from this book. Because you can tell by the plagues that would hit any people or any nation, right? If you see any plagues hitting these Christian nations, we just fresh out of one, right? Called the pandemic. That's a plague, right? All of the trials, tribulation, plagues, and curses that's mentioned in the Bible, they ain't hit America. They ain't hitting America and Europe, all these Christian nations. Is that not proof according to your Bible? That's how you prove all things, that the book must be tampered with institutionally, not just by an individual. So this is what the book say. We doing receipts. It's a demur. It's a demurrage. Hold on, I'm gonna be right there with you. Let me finish this right quick. So if any man should take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. This book. So is this book tampered with or not? Is this book tampered with or not? Big Zed, man, thank you, Big Zed. See what I'm saying? It's going up now. I got to represent. Thank you, Big Zed. Zed with the Cash App. I got your Cash App. And we're not doing it for this. We doing this for the spirit. We doing this for the kingdom, which art in you, not in the sky, not in space, whatever they claiming God and Jesus and Christ is at. Because this same book say the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is in you. In you. And you are God's children of the Most High God. That's what the book say to me. So, and it also say that God is a man of war. The Lord, God, is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So I'm really inviting, calling out, double dog daring, God, logic, sham dude, whoever, you know, because I'm not gonna go through all of the research receipts and shit. I'm not gonna do none of that. Excuse my cussing, because I will let a cuss word slip out and apologize for it. this subject is too serious for me to be doing baby language or Popeye the Sailor mouth and on, but I might slip and let some locker room talk come out my mouth. Elmatic salute. It's a Demourish. You there?
Assalamualaikum, brother.
Peace. Islam.
Yeah, I had just this is my first time actually coming to your show, and I was just checking it out, getting the feel for it.
Oh, okay. Anything you want to speak on or ask?
Well, I have my my own theology as far as like, my
More
creed
Islam?
wise. No. I am a Shia Muslim.
Oh, okay. I'm not understanding you. So your title says it's a Demourish something. I don't see the rest. What's that about?
Well, I have Moorish history, so like a majority of us over here. So, it's in my
where?
over here in America. And when
Okay,
I say
I'm lost. All right, let me slow down and let you explain to me and to us. You say you Shia Muslim, but you wear a Moorish username. Like help me understand that.
well, when I speak of Moor or Moorish, I'm speaking of the plain meaning of the term as far as a dark-skinned Muslim, which I am. You know what I'm saying? From the south side of Chicago.
Right, got you.
But my Akida, my creed, as far as who I follow and who I get knowledge from, I'm a Shia Muslim.
Who you get knowledge from? So you only restrict your knowledge to Shia Muslims?
It's not that I only restrict my knowledge to Shia Muslims. When I say that, I mean that Shia Islam is my base. You know what I mean? With anything and anywhere, I do what the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, which is seek knowledge, even if it be in China. You know what I mean?
So I definitely agree with that. I just, if you don't mind, do you mind me? Because I'm a NOI Muslim, and I'm familiar with the closeness in interpretation and beliefs, especially regarding Mahdi and certain Hadith of Shia Muslims to the Nation of Islam Muslims. Is there a reason that you gravitated towards Shia Islam or Shia understanding or interpretation as opposed to Sunni?
Number one is because I started to find, well, first of all, I became a Muslim at 12 years old. I was a preteen. I was Sunni at first for 6 years. I was part of the Hanafi Madhab of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And what really made me change was me seeing the evidence for Shiism within Sunni Hadith collection and also within Sunni trains of thought. And, the Prophet, even in Sunni Hadith, he said that after me, I will be succeeded by 12 Khalifas, 12 Emirs, all from my family, all from the Quraysh. But yet when you go and you talk to any Sunni Muslim around, they can't give you a successive list of 12. And it's always this guy over here, this guy over here. And then I read the Hadith that is known as Hadith al-Thaqalain, which is the Hadith of the two weighty things, which the Prophet uttered shortly before his death. And he said, "Oh, Muslims, I leave behind two weighty things. If you hold on to them, you'll never go astray. Because verily, these two things will not separate me until they meet me in paradise by the spring of Kauthar." He said, the first, and one is greater than the other. He said, the first is the Kitab Allah, the Quran, and the second is my Ahlul Bayt, the people of my house. And then he said 3 times, beware of how you treat my Ahlul Bayt after I'm gone. So when I started digging into history, and I found out what they did to his family, it was pretty easy for me to make the switch.
Okay, so let's get right to it. So you said what you found out what they did. Were you there?
Don't have to be there to look at historical analysis.
Bro, no, this is no disrespect, because you can say the same thing to me in my belief. So I'm asking for facts. Were you there?
No, I mean that's That's common sense. No, I wasn't there. I was born in 1989. These events happen over.
My point is everything that you or me say, me included, I'm including myself first. It has to be called belief, right? Not facts, but belief. Would you agree with that?
Not necessarily, because the facts that I found were quite, steady. First was the facts that I found in the Quran itself, and where certain things were revealed, where certain situations took place. You know what I mean? And then number two is knowledge. No one has knowledge as far as you can gather up any Islamic scholar, that you want to, even Khaldun, even Tamir, Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, all of them. And none of their knowledge compares to the knowledge from the Ahlul Bayt, from the people of the house.
Okay, what is the proof of their knowledge?
The proof of their knowledge is written all in books.
I'm just give me one example of the proof of their knowledge. Like whatever you claim to believe in, like give me a belief of a Shia belief of say Allah. Like what is the Shia? Do the Shia Islam believe Allah is a man or a spirit?
No, neither. You in Shia Islam, as far as a spirit is kind of a cheap term to use for us, as far as because when you think of spirit, you think of
what is Allah?
Some floating energy, you know what I'm saying, or something like that.
I'm asking you, what do you and Shia Islam say Allah is, and how can they prove it?
Well, number one, no one would truly ever know what Allah is. That's number one.
Okay, let me stop you. So that's a very incredible absolute claim. So if Allah is all powerful and Allah gives you the revelation and the knowledge of who he is, would someone be able to know?
We get aspects of who he is.
Brother, it's a yes or no question. I don't want to cut you off, but I'm not allowing like filibustering and rambling. I'm getting right to it. If Allah is all powerful and he gives us or you the knowledge of him, are you going to be able to know what he is?
You will only know aspects. Some know, you know what I'm saying, more aspects. So
you're saying that Allah is limited. Allah's power and knowledge to make you and me understand him is limited.
No, he's not limited. We are.
What if he makes us not limited, are we going to still be limited?
There's no way for us to be not limited.
So there's no way for God to make our understanding of him not limited, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that we are limited beings. Allah is the not limited.
Is Allah limited?
No, he is not limited.
Can Allah make us unlimited?
Make us unlimited? No.
Oh, so Allah can. So he's not the possessor of power over that thing.
No, we can never, as far as unlimited in his sense, no. We will never.
No. Let me stop you. Is Allah the possessor of power over all things? Yes or no?
Yes, he is.
Huh?
Yes, he is.
I can't hear you, brother.
Oh, my bad. I said yes, he is.
So is what we're talking about a thing? Is that something?
What particularly are you talking about? Is what a thing?
The ability for we have a brain created by Allah, which is a thing, and then it's a thing called understanding or comprehension, which is a thing. Does Allah is Allah possessor of power over those two things? Our brains and our brain's ability to understand.
Yes, but he set limits for our brains. You know what I'm saying? We're human beings. We have limits.
Is Allah bound by his limits, or is he the possessor of power over his limits?
He's the possessor and power over his limits, but he's bound by the rules that he set for himself.
So we'll never understand Allah.
Not completely, not 100% completely. No,
And where
we
does
can
it say
get
that in the Quran? Where does it say that in the Quran?
we can get aspects of Allah,
Bro. Where
but
does it say that in the Quran? This is you talking. Where does the Quran say that?
but the Quran lets you know that He gives people.
Where does it say what you're saying?
Wait 1 second. The Quran lets you know that He gives certain people, you know what I'm saying, aspects of His ilm al-ghaib, knowledge of the unseen.
Where does He say what you just said, bro? I'm not gonna let you keep on wasting our time. Where does it say? Let's get right to it. Where does the Quran say what you just said, that the human being could never understand Him?
Because you can't. Where does the Quran tell you that you will 100% understand Allah?
Bro. If you're representing the Quran, pull out the Quran. Get on Google right now and just pull up the verses.
I can pull out the Quran right now. I'll pull one out for you right now.
That's what I just asked you to do.
Hold on. Let me turn my camera on, brother. This is the Quran right here.
Now show us where it says what you said.
Now,
show us where the Quran or Allah in the Quran says that the human being can never understand Him fully.
Hold on.
And I'm not looking at a Quran. I just got a big head, and I've been studying the Quran for a few decades. So if you're gonna go to vision comprehends Him not, but He comprehends all vision. Is that where you going?
That's one place we can go. We can just start right there.
So what is vision?
You know what I'm saying? Now, when you are interpreting the Quran, are you interpreting the Quran of your own whim, or are you following what the Prophet told us to hold on to?
Where's the Prophet?
The Prophet has passed away.
So how do you know what he's telling you?
But this is what we call mutawatir. Mutawatir is massively reported.
What is that? You talking about Hadith?
Yeah. Mutawatir is massively reported.
Massively reported is not Quran. That's not Allah.
We understand that, but He set a guideline for the Muslims.
So that's the title of this is Prove All Things. So we all know Hadith exists, just like we know Bible exists, but the Bible is tampered with, Hadith is tampered with, everything is tampered with. That's why you have to prove it.
One of the reasons why the Hadith is tampered with is because of the people's unwillingness to follow what the Prophet said, which is follow his Ahlul Bayt. Now, you asked for a Quranic verse, right?
Yes.
The Quran says, "O people of the house, Allah intends to remove from you all impurities." Okay. Now, this verse is talking about a specific people.
Okay.
All right. Now, the 5 people that this verse is talking about is his Ahlul Bayt, which are the people of the house.
What does this have to do with what we talking about? Impurities means that we can't understand. I mean, what are you talking about?
Because the knowledge for true understanding was given to a certain people, so that the Muslim world would not go astray. Now, listen, the Muslim world followed what it wanted to follow. And that's the reason why it's in the state that it's in today. As the Prophet said, hold on to the Quran and my family.
That's not what we
go astray.
Can you remember and get back to the actual subject that we discussed, that we arguing about? What we trying to prove? What are we trying to prove here?
Oh, okay, but this is the thing. For me, it's Quran and Ahlul Bayt. So I'm going to use both. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what can you prove using Quran and Hadith? What can you prove about God? What did I say? God being the spirit, or what do you say God is?
Well, for one, Allah is Lord of the worlds, and we can describe Him. hold on one second.
Bro, no, I'm not
We
gonna
can
hold on.
describe him as a spirit, but remember what I said. I said that is a cheap representation of him.
Bro, I'm not talking. You going all over the place. Describe him exactly what he is.
But I can't describe exactly what
Then
he
you
is.
don't know him, right?
No, I know Allah. There's no problem with knowing Allah.
Then
But
what is
for
Allah?
but
Why do you
but
call him a
for
he?
me,
Why do you call him a he?
But for why do I call him a he?
Yeah.
Because it's a reference of power. You know what I'm saying? Because the male is the strongest on this earth. This is one of the explanations given to the Ahlul Bayt.
He knows how to call his spirit a it. Why doesn't he call his spirit a it? Is his spirit stronger than the flesh?
The spirit is stronger than the flesh.
Then why he don't call himself it? That's stronger than him.
How can you say, why don't he call himself an it? He describes himself how he describes himself.
And so you don't understand, right?
No, I understand. You know what I mean? But this is the thing. We will never, ever agree. Like, bro, you believe Allah is a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That for me and for the Ahlul Bayt, the people of the house, the 12 Imams, they never taught that, and they taught against that. Now, I don't listen. I don't judge you because
you should
your
judge
belief. No, listen.
The
No, this is what I'm saying.
You to judge me.
But this is what I'm saying, though. There's no compulsion in deen. So
you're not talking about compulsion, bro. You going all over the place. You're talking about judge. The Quran said you should judge me by what's in the scriptures, right?
Right. But just because I judge you don't mean nothing. You gonna still believe the way.
Just bringing up new concepts and making arguments, sideline arguments. Let's stick on what we're talking about.
I'm just saying, you're still gonna believe the way you believe. I'm just saying that we have two totally different beliefs. My belief is from the household of the Prophet.
But it's a belief. It's not facts.
Well, I mean, yours is a belief. It's not facts.
I said that in the beginning.
Right. But this is the difference, though. My belief and the people I follow are directly related to the Prophet, lived with him, and were his successors.
Okay, and they can't be liars.
No,
they can't be liars. They're humans, but they can't be liars.
No, the 12 Imams, no, they can't. That's one of the things
where are the 12 Imams now?
11 have passed away.
Well, okay, where's the 12th?
The 12th Imam is the Mahdi, who does not appear. Will you stop? Will not appear until the end of the world.
This is not the end of the world?
No. I mean, it's the process up to the end of the world, but it's not the end of the world. Like everything, we got a lot of problems in the world, but you can still go outside and everything is kind of hunky-dory. The end of the world is a way more hectic process.
Which Imam taught you?
You was taking up on YouTube.
Which Imam taught him, I should say?
Taught who specifically out of the Imams?
Who specifically? Which Imam taught the 12th Imam?
The 12th Imam is the son of the 11th Imam that goes all the way back to the first Imam. Oh,
so they're not alive at the same time. So the 12 Imams are 12 sons of each other. It's like 12 generations of one Imam at a time.
Yeah. The first Imam was Imam Ali, who is the successor to the Prophet Muhammad. The second Imam is his son, Hassan ibn Ali. The third Imam is his brother, Hussein ibn Ali. The fourth Imam is his son, Ali Zain al-Abidin, to Muhammad al-Bakr, to Jafar al-Sadiq, to Musa ibn Jafar, on such and such on.
So based on the Quran, when it says the exalted assembly, who is that? Who is that talking about? Those that guard the mother book. Those
are the Imams.
Hold on. That none can see the mother book except that exalted assembly. Who is that talking about?
That is the 12 Imams.
So they alive still?
No, the 11 Imams have passed away. The
So
exalted is
they can see that book and they dead.
yeah. I mean, okay. Our two beliefs are different. You know what I'm saying? You as a nation, brother, you don't believe in an afterlife. Me as a Shia Muslim, I believe in an afterlife.
Right. Okay,
So
that's fine. Can you prove the afterlife?
prove the afterlife, you won't know until you get there.
So you cannot prove the afterlife, right?
The afterlife is in the Quran.
Yes or no? Can you prove the afterlife? Bro, can you prove there's an afterlife?
Yeah, because everything that we have as human beings, we are energy, and energy never dies. It's just transferred. Prove that it's not. Prove that it's not.
You saying it is?
That's what I'm saying. We won't know until we get there.
Why are you saying they dead then?
Because they've passed away. And when I say that they're dead, that's what I mean, that they're passed away.
They're not dead, right?
My true beliefs.
That means they're not dead.
Wait. My true beliefs, they are not dead because 11 Imams died from being murdered, slain in the way of Allah. Like the Quran says, verily those slain in the way of Allah are not dead.
That's still belief.
No, the Quran says this. Are you saying that the Quran does not say this? Does the Quran say this? The Quran slain in the way of Allah.
You're believing what the Quran says, right? You ain't got no proof of it. You're believing what the Quran says. So we read the Quran, we say, speak not of those who die or slain in Allah's way as dead. They're not. Yeah, that's what the book says, but we can't prove that's true.
Well, listen, that's because we are not the Lord of the worlds. We don't have power
over life. You don't know how to prove what you believe.
It's nothing about me proving the belief. The belief in Islam is what it is.
That's what this live is about. You see the title? You see the title of the live?
Okay, I understand that, but your beliefs are directly contradictory to the beliefs of Islam. You know what I'm saying? And so when we're having this conversation, like you saying, prove the afterlife, it's like, dude, you don't believe in an afterlife. I do.
That's why I don't try to prove what I don't. I don't claim what I can't prove.
Neither one of us can prove that because neither one of us has that kind of power to prove.
So why would you claim something that you can't prove?
So because the Quran, Allah's last word, told us to believe in Allah, believe in the last day. You know what I'm saying? Believe in the day of resurrection. So this is what I'm believing in. I'm holding on to what the Prophet told me to hold on to, which is the Quran.
That's your interpretation of it. Our interpretation of it is not that. Our interpretation of death is mental death. We can be resurrected from mental death, not from physical death.
I know the belief. I got friends and family members who are part of the nation.
I'm talking to the people that's watching. Reuben Muhammad says, when did the 11th Imam die?
When did the 11th Imam die? Show you right here. See that list?
I mean, can you just point it out and read it?
The Imam Hassan al-Askari died in the 9th century.
Can you show us? Can you put the thing on there and read it while we look at it?
Well, he died in the 9th century. All you got to do is type up the 11th Imam and show you exactly when he died, but he died in the 9th century.
Okay. Reuben Muhammad said, when did the 11th Imam die? So based on that answer, once he responds, then I'll go back to that. Would you like to ask me some questions about my NOI belief?
I know the NOI beliefs. I'm very good friends with Minister William Muhammad of Muhammad Mosque number 3 in Milwaukee.
Right. So do you have a problem with me, pressing you to prove anything?
Listen, I don't have a problem with anybody's, beliefs or what they believe in. That's not what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? The Quran tells me
you hear my question?
Yeah.
Did you hear
The
my
Quran,
question?
I know I'm answering it. The Quran tells me save myself, then my family, then those around me.
That's
You know
not
what I'm
even
saying?
addressing my question, bro.
So the reason why I said that is that I'm busy saving myself. So I'm not going to tell you or have a problem with you, your line of questioning. You know what I'm saying? Why would I have a problem with it? You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy trying to save myself, man, and save my own
I
soul.
didn't. I didn't. I'm actually. I'm just trying to stay on this topic. So Reuben said. So his son, the 12th imam. So the 11th imam's son is the 12th imam, and he was born in the 9th century. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So how old would he be? How old would that make him?
Thousands of years old.
So one individual is thousands of years old.
Yeah, by the will of Allah. Even before his advent, the Prophet told the Muslims, he said, even if there was only one day left in the world, Allah will extend that day so far as a man bearing my name and my resemblance comes back and establishes justice in the world as oppression and injustice have been established.
Okay, that's a good memorization of whatever that was that you memorized. But can you show us any proof of any human being that has ever lived 1,000 or more years?
Well, I wouldn't have to show like, proof for that. Even your teachings tell you, even Elijah Muhammad told you that the way you eat would prolong your life. He even spoke of the abnormal lifespans of all the prophets.
I gave you a straight question.
Which
so
is true.
Based on the prophets, based on the 900 Methuselah, 969 years old, can you show me an example of any human being that has lived longer than 1,000 years old?
We just believe
in. I'm just saying we're just believing that Methuselah even lived that long because we wasn't there, right? None of this we was there, right? We can't prove none of this, right?
Right, but that's with anything.
We can't look on a planet today and see where there's a person that's still alive for 1,200 years or something like that.
No, not no regular human being.
Why not? If they living on Earth, ain't they?
Well, number one, the Mahdi is not a regular human being. That's number one.
What? How is he different than any other human being?
How is he different than any other human being? He's part of the Ahlul Bayt. He is part of the holy household.
Regular human beings? They made out of some other material?
No, they're not regular human beings.
What's regular? What's a regular human being?
A regular human being is me and you. We are not Masoom. We are not infallible.
So I'm talking about their genetic makeup. I'm talking about their biological makeup. Are they made up the same material that we made out of?
Yeah.
So we're all regular human beings, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as a fleshly standpoint, just on a pure physical fleshly standpoint, yes, we are all regular human beings.
From us? What makes them different?
What makes them different was because they were the first thing created by Allah.
What, the 12 Imams?
The spirits of the prophets and the Imams were the first thing created.
Wow, I never heard that. So I mean, I'm just saying that you see the title. How can you prove that?
You can't prove it. We don't have the capacity
to prove it. Why do you believe in it? Why do you believe in it if you can't prove it?
But because this is the Quranic commandment to follow the Quran and those invested in authority, which is the Ahlul Bayt. That's actually, it says those who are firm in knowledge, right? You know what knowledge means? Those who are firm in knowledge are the Ahlul Bayt.
You know what knowledge means? What is knowledge? Not belief. What is knowledge?
You say, what is knowledge? Not marufa. That's what knowledge is.
No, I'm saying you're talking Arabic or something. I'm saying, what does the word knowledge mean? What is the definition of knowledge?
The definition of knowledge. There's a lot of definitions of knowledge, but the plain definition of knowledge would be any information that you don't know.
You mean that you know?
No, that you don't know.
So the definition of knowledge is any information that you don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because even before you acquire it, it's something that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Even before you acquire it, it's something that you don't know.
How old are you, my brother?
Because you're not born innately with this knowledge.
How old are you, my brother?
I'm 35.
35. You married?
No.
You got children though, right?
No.
No wife and no children.
No, I was married when I was younger. My wife passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that. Allah be pleased with her. Did that hinder you from getting married again?
In some ways, yes. One of the reasons why is because especially over here in America, man, it's like we're going backwards, bro. As far as like morality, you know what I'm saying, standpoint, and rules and having a law, it's like we're going backwards, man. I've had a couple of prospects, but it's like, nah, man. You know, even the Bible will tell you that, man. You choose the wrong woman, boy, your life will be hell. So
I mean, but how can you control it? Like, so it ain't about that. If the Quran say, you know, the wife of Noah and the wife of Lot, you know, both of them was under two of our righteous servants, but they acted treacherously towards them. So you can't control what a woman gonna do. So why would that hinder you from having one?
Because that's not right now. That's not my focus. You know
Oh, well,
just
say that. Just say that then.
You know what I mean? That's not.
Don't blame it on the women. Just say you ain't.
Listen. Ain't no just blaming it on the women. You know what I'm saying? This is the conditions that we live in today. I don't simp. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
We talking about what the Quran say. The Quran say that you're not even a full Muslim if you ain't married.
No, listen, I was married. My wife passed away.
We're not talking about was. We talking about right now.
No. It's that marriage is complete 50% of the deen. But I was already married, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is why you have to be knowledgeable of all schools of thought in Islam. You know what I'm saying? If you know I'm Shia, right? I told you I'm Shia. We are the only Muslim group that still practices the Islamic practice of muta. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you that I don't have mutas. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't even know what that is, do you?
Was that concubine? You talking about right-hand possessions?
Istimsar. That's what it's used. I'm sorry, it was a little bit of delay in there. My bad. And istimsar, which is the Quranic term for temporary marriage.
Why did it need to be temporary?
Why does it need to be temporary? It's the rules that Allah established for man. Not, you know what I'm saying? But muta has always been around, even amongst the prophets of the old.
I didn't ask that.
It can be abused just like anything else can be abused.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ask none of that. I'm asking direct questions and letting people see how you answer.
No, I'm just saying because muta is in the Quran. So how
do you know whether you're fornicating or you're just doing muta?
What do you mean? Muta, just like nikah, permanent marriage, it has a formula. Muta also has a formula.
I just listen, like speak English because the people that's watching this don't know what you're talking about, don't know what I'm talking about. So hold on. So what is the difference between you being sexual with a woman and you calling it your temporary wife and fornication? What's the difference?
There's a big difference because one is still under the guise of marriage.
Like, explain that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So for the listeners that are listening, because I'm sorry, I've been Muslim since I was 12 years old, so that's why these Arabic terms just come up out of me like that.
Just answer, brother.
So nikah is permanent marriage. Muta is temporary marriage.
Bro, we're
I'm
not
just
asking about no
okay.
Islamic definitions, brother. Just answer the question, please.
Didn't you just say that for the people who don't understand what we're talking about? That's why I
I
said
asked him in English. We're not doing a Arabic class. We're not doing Arabic class. I asked you a question in English.
like, okay, but this is the difference between I don't know, bro. You part of the nation, bro. Y'all beliefs are outside the pale of Islam, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do.
That means you can't answer the question.
No, I can answer the question, but it's like redundant. It's like me trying to argue with an atheist.
No, because you're going. I'm not letting you go all over the place. I'm holding you to answer the question, and you're not answering it.
I answered the question. Your question was, what was the difference between prostitution and temporary marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay, I said one is under the guise of marriage. It's still under the guise of marriage Islamically.
Which means what? What is the guise of marriage Islamically?
Islamically, there's a formula, just like there's a permanent marriage formula.
What are you talking about?
Okay, if I say the formula is in Arabic, then you're gonna be like, man, we're not having an Arabic.
Yeah. All right, peace, brother, Arabic. Yeah, if you act like you can't explain it in English, then yeah, you definitely ain't supposed to be over here talking. Dorsey Marable. In English, then yeah, you definitely ain't supposed to be over here talking.
You gotta go.
Dorsey Marable.
What's up, cuz?
Yo, Dorsey.
Hey, what's up, cuz? Can you hear me?
Yo, Dorsey.
Hold on.
Anyway, it's Sunday. I'm like, this is what happened. We getting right to it. Let me put this link up again. Anybody that disagreed or, didn't like the way that I handled that, I invite you to get on here. And if you come with more direct, answers or questions, you can question me. Then you get way further with me than he was able to. There's the StreamYard link. We're on prove all things. First thing I said when I got on here is, as a Muslim, as a Christian, as a Hebrew, Jewish, whatever we are, a Kemetic science, Ma'at, whatever. If we talk about any type of ancient anything, it's going to fall in the category of belief, because we weren't there and we can't prove it unless it's prophecy that's speaking about something that's going to happen, and then we can prove how it's been fulfilled today or in our time, in our lifetime. That's the only way you can prove it, right? So we call ourselves believers out the gate. Yeah, I'm a believer in this, I'm a believer in that, but I'm going to give you some knowledge, some facts, some proof to justify what I believe. My belief is based on provable facts that you can prove right now. Not now, but right now. Right? So that's where I'm at with anybody that wants to debate about the Bible is better or the Quran is better or your interpretation of the Bible or the Quran is better. Like, prove it. That's the best thing you could, other than the question why, like children, why? That's the very first best question you could ever ask. But then the second statement is, how do you prove it? Can you prove it? Will you prove it? Dorsey.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, big cuz?
I'm good, man. Get back on the screen. Let me see you.
You want to see my fat head?
Yeah, I mean, we men.
I can't flip the camera. It don't show me where to flip the camera at.
It's a circle. Little arrows. 2 arrows in a circle.
Man, you see me? I done flipped the phone backwards and forward.
Well, just turn the camera around one time, like towards yourself, towards your own face. I just want to make sure you ain't a bot.
KAM. I see the camera down at the bottom. Hello?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
here.
Well, let's just talk. I I don't know what that brother was talking about. He said he was this since he was that age, but and then he still got to have pieces of paper on the wall to help him understand it. You know, that's what scared me about what he was talking about. Uh, the a marriage is when you come before the community and your family and say, "This is my wife," and we stand together, and you know we're gonna be working together. That that go without saying. That's most communities in the world, right?
Well, I think you talking about a wedding. That's not a marriage. That's a wedding ceremony. A marriage is just what you do every day with your partner that you dedicated to, that you
Right,
committed
right,
to.
right, 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 right. Well, that's what I thought. Was the discussion was. Uh,
No, no, that wasn't the discussion. That was just
Now
one of the
I don't
questions.
understand a lot about Sunni and but I also know that there was a difference between the followers of the Prophet Muhammad and what they interpreted what he said was and what this person interpreted what they said was.
Yeah,
Now, to me, that's neither here nor there.
same here. I think so. Also, if the subject is prove it, just prove it. Like if your way is right or better, and I say my way is right or better, we have to prove
It's a
why.
way
If
of life, right?
Yeah, or just the condition of life, your successes, your health, your brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? How can you prove that your scholarship is true scholarship if you
Based
ain't got
on
nothing to show
the
for it?
Old Testament, right?
Huh?
Based on the Old Testament,
I
because
mean, I don't even know nothing about that. Based on being a black man and a 55-year-old black man descended of slaves in America on December 15th or 14th.
okay, so let's just say that uh the first man had two sons, right?
Say that again.
The first man had two sons.
You mean what the Bible say?
Uh, uh, the uh,
The Bible say
we,
that.
we talking now just on the first five books of the Bible.
Yeah, I'm just saying that don't mean that that's actually true. I'm just saying
Okay,
the
well,
Bible says that is true, right?
you had one son that brought one thing to the Creator, and you had another son that brought another thing to the Creator that was unacceptable,
You're talking
and
about offerings.
that's accepted by everybody, right?
That's accepted by the Christians. All Christians believe that, right?
Okay, so what did they say? What does your religion say about what Cain brought?
You asking me? You talking about in Islam?
No, 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 no. Okay, what is Cain? What does he
I,
say Cain brought? Was
yeah, I'm
Cain's
confused. What you
sacrifice
asking, bro?
acceptable?
I'm confused. Let me slow down real quick. So, be specific. Like, if you asking me, or you asking the people, or are you just saying as
Uh, there was two sacrifices brought before the Most High,
you? And this is according
Abel's
to the
and Cain.
Bible. This is according to the Bible. Now you gotta be clear. Let the people know according to the
According to the
Bible.
Bible, or no, according to the Hebrew Bible,
It's still the Bible, brother.
and that's what the Islam religion is based on. They got the same beginning text, right?
Right. We
Okay.
believe in all of it. We believe in all of the prophets in the
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
Bible.
yeah. Up to a certain point.
No, we believe in all of the prophets.
Up
What
to
prophet
a
is named
certain
in the
point.
Bible that there's no prophet in the Bible that the Muslims reject?
Okay. Well, I'll go with you with that.
I mean, you got to go with me. Like, do you know the Quran? What are you talking about, bro?
Sir, I'm not trying. I'm just trying to we gonna start out slow, and I'm gonna build on it.
I ain't got a lot of time, my brother.
Okay, well, one brought a sacrifice of his work in the field, right? He brought his crops. The other brought a lamb and shed the blood of that lamb and gave that and the flesh of that lamb and gave that to the Creator. The Creator accepted one sacrifice, but he didn't accept the other sacrifice. Right? Can we agree upon that? As two men.
Not no disrespect, brother. Can you land this plane?
Okay. Well, we're gonna fly upon this plane. I'ma say there's nothing you can bring to the Creator in and of yourself that will ever be acceptable.
Which means
your good works, your toil, your charity will never be acceptable to the Creator in and of itself.
Which means
this where you probably gonna cut me off and we probably
bro, I'm
never
gonna
be
cut you off
friends
before
again.
you even get there because you taking too long, bro.
I'm taking too long? Okay.
Yes,
sir. Let's just say Abel brought the blood of an unblemished lamb. Let's say Joshua was the fulfillment of prophecy of the first five books of the Pentateuch. He was the unblemished lamb that the Most High presented himself in and allowed himself to be slain to shed his blood for the sacrifice and the sin of the whole world.
Right. So I hear all of that. The title of this is Prove All Things. Can you prove any of that?
Okay, well, let's just say.
Can you prove any of that?
Let's just say, no, I can't prove it.
So that's a belief, right?
No, I can't. That's a belief.
But right.
If your belief is relevant, then you're believing in yourself still. I'm believing on him because he said, even the name.
Yeah, okay, but not to cut you off, according to the Bible,
I will provide.
Okay, according to the Bible, where is the kingdom of heaven?
The kingdom of heaven is in your heart.
So you saying I'm tripping if I believe in myself, right? And hold on. I'm tripping if I believe in myself, and your Bible calls me a God.
He said not, and he shall come in.
All right, I'm gonna have to mute you for a second. I'm tripping if I believe in myself, but your God and your Bible says that I'm a God, a child of the Most High God, and that the kingdom of God is in me. You know what I'm saying? Not in the sky, not in him. This is what the Bible says. The kingdom of God is in me. Right? So I'm tripping if I believe in myself. I'm tripping if I see myself as a God, or I rely on myself instead of a mystery spook God that you can't prove.
No.
Hello?
You done?
Yeah, I'm done. Peace. What up, Gooch? Yeah, I hear a loud echo already. You looking like Belly, old boy on Belly.
I don't like that. I'm not drop down here.
All right, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to you, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to get to it. I started out this whole live just saying we're not gonna do no dancing, we're not gonna do no foreplay, none of that. We're not gonna do no 12 play. We're gonna get straight to it. This is what I mean. Get straight to it with me. I'm gonna get straight to it with you. I want y'all to hit me directly. You know what I'm saying? Press me, really press me. because I'm gonna press you. If you believe in God or the Jesus or the Bible, you got any disagreement with NOI, Islam, or let's get right to it. Let's not waste no time. You don't need to set no backstory, backdrop, settings, and like get right to the point. Can we do that? Can we get right to it? Ask me anything. I want to be quiet. I want y'all to check me, knock me out, man. Not like shut me up. Can somebody shut me up with some proofs or some superior examples, some superior accomplishments, some miracles, some something? Shut me up. 7 Samurai. Question: how many millions did the God of the Old Testament slaughter? About 3 million men, pregnant women, children, and babies, according to the Quran. That's probably so. I don't understand the point, but apparently so. Yeah, the Bible is full of wars and more wars, and he's sending his prophets to go slaughter this town and don't spare none, take out men, women, children, or elderly. Like, yeah, the Bible is full of that. It's a war book, right? Exodus 13 or 15:3 or something like that say the Lord is a man of war. It don't say he a man of peace. He don't say he a man of neutral, you know what I'm saying? It say he a man of war. So anybody want to talk about that? You can hop on here with me and get it in. Disagreements are relevant here, but hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get. I want the disagreements. King Z, the only heaven for a man is in a woman. Yeah, that's what we taught, and we can prove it. You know, not you, King Z, but people, you that believe that heaven is somewhere else after you die, prove that. I'm gonna prove that my heaven is right here on earth. And the majority of it is found in a woman, comes from a woman if I'm a man, right? Everybody crashing out and tricking and risking it all for some box, right? You risking it all for that box, that WAP, right? Apparently that's of such value and such impact that niggas is crashing all the way out for it. The company of a woman, right? But you say there's something after you die that feels better than a woman. Okay, why you ain't rushing to it? If you know what I'm saying, why you ain't rushing to get there? Man, Rube, if the Earth is 24,896 miles in circumference and rotates on its axis at the rate of 1,037 and a third, 15 degrees per hour, then where is heaven at noon, right? And at midnight? Because right here, you know what I'm saying, heaven would be hell, and then 12 hours later, hell would be heaven, or is hell under the ground? Is that the magma under the earth where the devil with the pitchfork is at? Is there such thing as up and down directions in space? Is heaven in space? I thought we was on a spherical, living orb, organic orb shooting through the universe at around 67,000 miles per hour. That's what I thought. But maybe I'm delusional. Maybe the earth is flat, right? I can't prove it, right? I can't prove the earth is that size and is round and spinning that fast. I can't prove it, right? I got a telescope though. I can look at everything else out there and it's spherical and it's doing that. But hey, man, what do I know? It don't say that in the Bible, right? So it must not be true because it ain't in the Bible. Right. In space, nobody can hear you scream. Right. But I'm getting right to it. Let's get right to it. Let's not do no, like I said, no intros, no outros, no foreplay. Let's get right to it. Prove to me that what you got is true. I can prove to you that what I got is way truer and more realer than what you got. Because if I say that God is man and the original man, I can prove that way more than you can prove God is not man or God is some mystery, something that you can't even explain, yet you claim to know him. He's a him, but you can't explain nothing else. When if we go to the dictionary and look up the word him, why are you using the word him if him don't mean him? Insanity. That's why. Because insanity. That's why. If him don't mean him, why are you saying him? Because the Quran says him and the Quran says it. The Quran knows how to say he, she, and it. So why is your Allah calling himself he instead of it or instead of she? Dorsey, that's false. I mean, the book says that. It says he came in flesh but told Moses, you cannot behold me. Moses was talking to him face to face on a regular basis. So which one is it? Dorsey, you want to get back on here with me real quick and get right to this point? You saying that, you know, one part of the Bible says you can't see God and live as he's talking to Moses, yet the same book, the same chapters say that Moses spoke to him face to face on a regular basis, like a man speaks to his friend. Which one is it? Hop on here with me real quick. Let's get right to it. No backstory, no, you know, no foreplay, no post play. You know what I'm saying? No massages. Let's get right to that. Here's the StreamYard link again. Can we do that? I'm coming straight out of your Bible. Now, I'm not freestyling. It's not my feelings, my opinions, none of that. There's a reality emerging now that is going to crush belief. The beliefs promoted by most of humanity. I would have to agree. Reality that is going to drive delusional believers insane, further insane than they already are. It's going to actually cause horror. Reality is going to be horrifying the reality. Of course, you got to turn.
Weeping and
You got to turn your volume down.
It's gonna be a great weeping and gnashing of the teeth.
Right, but we talking about the comment you made about Moses.
Gnashing of the teeth.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we talking about
He's not playing this trip.
Bro, you want to answer this question about Moses? He came in the flesh and told Moses,
when he went up on the mount after they had departed Egypt, his back was turned to the Creator because the Creator said, "Don't look at me. You cannot behold me."
Right, that's what the book say. But then it say he spoke to him face to face.
Where?
On a regular basis.
When he was at the burning bush, he was looking at a bush that was on fire, but it wasn't being consumed by that fire.
He says he spoke to him face to face.
I don't remember that. You have to show that to me.
Okay, when I show it to you, then what?
Yeah, well, let's hear it. Are you? I don't remember reading it, and I don't remember
Exodus 33. Bro. Do you got your Bible with you right now?
It's Bibles in here, but
okay. Exodus 33. Exodus 33:11.
Exodus 33:11. Okay, I got the Rose's Thesaurus Bible.
Do you see the? I don't care.
Really usually ever had to open this.
That's backstory. I don't want to hear no foreplay, bro. Look at the chat. I just posted up in the chat. Read the chat.
Let me see.
Damn.
Dimensions. Yeah, this ain't the one.
Do you follow the dietary laws of Moses? I hear you huffing and
I
puffing
don't
over
eat no
here.
pork. I don't eat
That ain't
pork.
what I asked you. Do you follow the dietary laws of Moses?
I worked at GM for like 15 years, and I breathed in that shit, and it's got my lungs fucked up.
Oh, okay.
You know what
It
I'm saying?
sound like you might be a little overweight.
No, sir. I'm about 5'10", 200 pounds. I'm not that far
5'10",
overweight.
200 pounds. That's not overweight.
Not really. It's
Okay.
muscle. I ain't fat.
All right. Do you see the Bible verse that's in the chat?
All right, read it to me.
I ain't got a lot of time.
Read it to me because I don't see it. Read it to me.
Well, you said it wasn't there. You said it don't say that.
If you reading it out the King James version, I believe you. Let me see it.
Well, read your comment first, right? It says he came in the flesh, but he told Moses, "You cannot behold me," and then you said you can't see him, right, and live, right? Hello, Dorsey. All right, man. Anybody else want to hop on here with me, man? Let me put this link in the chat. I'm trying to get right to it. I don't want to waste y'all time. I don't want to insult y'all intelligence. Max D. Fair said you might want to, make a call, a little wellness check. You good over there, Dorsey? Oh, damn. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Rob. Reuben said Genesis 32:30, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Oh no, don't say that. Not only did you see him and live, just seeing him preserved your life. God, Lord have mercy. Rob B. God is the spirit. That's what we here for, to invite you on to prove that for us. Prove that for us. Rob B, we looking for you, Rob B. King Z, very much so. However, spirit can only manifest itself in a human being. Maybe y'all on another thread that I don't see. Is a conversation going on Facebook that I can't see? Because I can't see that. Rob, yeah, we waiting for you. You said, okay, you headed here. God is a spirit. We're going to leave that up there and wait for you. Commit, bro, commit.
Salute, Cam. What's popping?
Oh, man, you got it. We getting it popping. We cracking. We popping these atoms right quick. What's your thoughts on this?
That's a good topic, man. I kind of disagree with those that said God is a spirit. I love the scripture, especially when I forgot the exact chapter, but when it says I forgot what verse that is. When it says Son of Man, clothed with a garment, white like wool.
I can't hear you too good, bro.
You gotta cut the background off. You gotta cut the
That's
background
your
off,
back.
Blair.
I think that's your back.
Somebody say something. Dorsey?
Yo, what?
I'm here because I thought we was talking about Moses, and then you
We
switched
are.
to Jacob, and you right, he wrestled with Jacob all night long.
Bro, I can't hear you. I can't hear you or see you. You in the upside down? You ever seen Stranger Things? You in
I'm sorry,
you in the upside
I'm
down?
not gonna argue with you. It said he wrestled with Jacob all night long.
I can't even hear you, bro. It look like you in the oven
I
or
don't
something.
know why, as I'm not muted.
You in a sandstorm and shit. Just try to come back, man. I'm gonna take you off of here. Rob B, get on the live with us, bro. I need you. We need to talk live. We don't need to do a texting contest. We know what certain texts say, so now let's get on here and talk about them. That's what we here for. To prove all things. To prove all things. Let's talk about it. It takes too much time and it's too much to be misunderstood in typing and text. That's why we get on here like adult men, especially if we claim to represent God and Christ. I don't have to be online. Is that right? Well, you don't have to be here at all then. How about that? That's what we're going to do. Goodbye. I'm going to take care of that with myself. Bye-bye. Rob B is out of here. Yeah, it'd be cowards, man. Cowards that want to type. Like, this is not court stenography. This is not journalism class. It's not typing class. This is called a live. And how you gonna prove something using the thing that's in question? You're gonna prove the Bible with the Bible? That's not proof. That's not the definition of proof. As D Fair, why they so scary? I think you know why. The truth ain't scary. If anybody was really, really had the ammunition of truth, they definitely ain't gonna be scared. Here go the definition of proof. The definition of prove right here is render certain, put out of doubt. Also establish the validity or authenticity of a will, etc. Test and find worthy, virtuous. Find out, discover, ascertain, prove by argument. Check the accuracy of, the meaning of, found to be such and such, experience or trial. That's the definition of proof. Yeah, Rob B can't defend himself because he's in the dark place. I sent him to the what's that? The sunken place. He's in the sunken place at this point. But Dorsey, you still here, right? Dorsey, you still here? Well, okay, well, you got to be gone too then, bro. Brother Commit.
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad. I was trying to get him priority because they was first come, first serve, but they ain't talking about nothing.
No doubt, I respect that. I got a question about a scripture that always kind of now that you break things down a certain way, it make me look at stuff different. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's Daniel 7:9 or 7:8, where it says, "One like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the feet or whatever, and hair was white like wool, and feet were like burnished brass."
Mm-hmm.
What is that talking? Is that showing that God is a man, or is that talking about something else?
Well, it seemed like it's two different characters. One like unto the Son of Man. They don't say he is the Son of Man, right?
Right.
So that means he's like somebody else that's similar to that. So it must be if he's the Son of Man. So you don't say the Son of the Spirit. It don't never say. I don't think the Bible say nowhere when it's talking about Jesus that it say the Son of Spirit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I always heard that growing up that God was omnipresent, omnipotent, and I'm not I always kind of was confused. Like, what are they saying? Is it like this spook or something in the air and all that, and boy,
Yeah, and it don't say this. It don't, like the Quran say son of Mary, right? It'll be specific. The Bible say son of man. You know what I'm saying? And then it says uh the seed of David, you know, the root of Jesse. It's talking about males. It's literally talking about human males.
I see what you're saying. So I remember one time you were saying that man created itself out of the triple darkness of space.
Right.
Like, can you
Yeah, the originator, not man, but the originator, the Allah. So the original man is Allah, that very first creator that the Bible and everybody claims, you know, originated creation in the beginning. That was a he. You know, we call that a he, even though, you know, there would be no reason for him to have a penis, right? So what is the function of he? What does he really mean, right? And what is the men's organ? Why is it shaped like that? And what is the function of it? Why does it emit or ejaculate or press forward? It penetrates and pushes forward and sends, you know, its force or its essence forward, right? That's what he is. That's what he means. It means the first actor. And she is the reactor. After she was made, then he acts and she reacts. He produces and she reproduces. So the male function is the first initiator, the first doer, the first penetrator, the first actor. So the form that we have represents that function, that purpose. So the very first manifestation of intelligence in a form, that's why he's called the most high form and expression of God, or that eternal intelligent force, life force. It didn't have no way to express itself until it produced a form or a vessel for itself. It was a it then, but then once it took on form, it became a he. The he function is the aggressive initiator, first actor, first doer, first penetrator function. And that's why he designed the reproductive organs after that function.
I see what you're saying. Well, I don't never want to be the devil's advocate, but this Sabbath I was one to push back and say, well, if that's the case, what about when the European science says that man evolved from some type of ape or Neanderthal or something like that? You know.
You said, man, you said the European said that, right?
Right, but you know that's you know, most people sway that way. You know.
I mean, how is that? Like other than we gave this people power and dominion to rule for 6,000, for 6 days. So in the Bible, it say in the beginning, it said, let us plural, not an individual, let us make man in our image. So if you claim it's angels, which, you know, who said that they was ghosts? Whoever this is must have flesh and blood and must be an image, because the same Genesis has said the sons, this is way before Jesus, 4,000 years before Jesus, allegedly. The sons of God saw the daughters of men that they was fair and took them wives, all whom they chose, and had children by them, meaning they was having sex with them. So how could you be the sons of God and you getting flesh and blood daughters pregnant if you ain't also flesh and blood? Right?
Right. So
go ahead.
I'm not just gonna stay because you know I be in different, like I said, I be on different platforms, and you know a lot of people they say, well, you know, I'm not going by science because science says that man evolved from you know through different process of evolution. Man evolved from some type of monkey kind, and then you had the Neanderthal man and all these other men, and you know, but the way it's like you put it, it's like man came as is we are today, always has been in this shape, form, and with, you know what I mean, within this makeup.
Yeah.
But according to, you know, mainstream science, they say no, man evolved over thousands of years, and he wasn't like in this form. He was in some type of knuckle dragger form or something. I don't know.
Nah. Like our the way we our origin is how is the history of how we came to being. So if we start out as a circular whatever little egg in our mothers, and then the other half of us starts as an egg shaped with a tail in our fathers, that's a sperm and an egg. We didn't have bodies and fingers and all of that, so we started. That's letting you know what we started out as. So from the sperm and the egg meeting, and then creating a embryo and a fetus and all of the stages. You look like a little tadpole. We swimming around in water. You know what I'm saying? So those are the evolutionary stages. You don't ever see no monkey stage in the womb, right? You don't see no ape stage in the womb, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And what I push,
we can prove. We don't have to believe nothing. We can look at the actual process. We can look at the whole process. We don't have to believe nothing.
Right. And that's the side I'm on, because it seems to me that man was and always will be. I don't see no no process of where man just transformed, like, it's from this form to that form. You know what I mean? But
can these people actually prove that there was a such thing as these Neanderthals or these monkeys millions of years ago? Because these are the same people that said that dinosaurs exist, and they discovered their very first dinosaur bones was white people in England in the late 1800s. So as many thousands and thousands and thousands of years as black people been digging up the earth and building pyramids and all over the world, and you know what I'm saying, we ain't ever come across no dinosaur bones. How did some white Johnny come lately so-called scientists, anthropologists, find the first dinosaur bones, which was in Europe, in England somewhere? Did that sound right, or did that sound fishy as a mug?
Hey, that sound pretty fishy, man. Like, smiling and beguiling. So
these are the same scientists that said we came from monkeys.
Right, because my thing was always, well, they call me pseudo because I believe that man was and always will be. But, they label that pseudo and not scientific because, they say, I got to say they because I'm not with them. But, because I always ask the question is, how can they reconstruct a whole body from a jawbone or like a leg bone? To me, that make that hella suspect.
Yeah, just same way they could construct all these aliens, these different alien movies, from Close Encounters of, all the sci-fi movies. They came up with them ideas, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's just called imagination. You can use, lizard bones. You can use birds. You can just piece anything you want to imagine together and say that is that.
I see what you're saying. So do you think, I'm glad you went there to the animals, man, because you know how like certain ancient cultures, they have like certain animals that we would say don't exist, but the way they so detailed within their features, is that some type of imagination they use to create those things, like dragons and whatever else?
I mean, do we got any proof that they ever existed? We got definitely proof that metaphors exist, meaning the Bible tells you that Jesus was a lamb, Jesus was a lion and a lamb, a sheep, a fish, a lily, a rose, a rock. Is Jesus any of them things for real, or is those just symbolic characteristics of people? So if you seeing statues and all of that with a falcon head or a lion body or a sphinx or whatever, do we believe humans used to have lion bodies or dog bodies? Like, that's all just symbolism.
Now I see what you're saying. Well, I guess I'm saying more in detail to like, how like certain parts of China, right? They have a artistic carving in the stone of a dragon, and the way it's detailed with the eyes, the whole body, and it look as though it's that animal or that reptile or something made it. It give off the impression as if it existed before.
If you got a lizard, right, you can look at a lizard under a microscope and see all the details and just do a bigger sculpture version of that. Like, I don't understand why we think that they have to be real.
Now I see what you're saying. I guess it's so detailed that
I mean, but everything is detailed. If you're a detailed artist, if you that type of artist that you know your gift is detailed, I don't mean the details is true.
I feel what you're saying. So you don't think dinosaurs was real? I believe dinosaurs was real.
How? Let's talk about it. How would dinosaurs be real in this gravity, in this air pressure and gravity of Earth? How would dinosaurs survive? What the largest animal that we know of, the mammal, is say a blue whale. What happens to a blue whale if they wash up on a shore in this gravity?
It's gonna die.
Why are they gonna die?
I guess it's called. It's gonna beach itself, and it don't have the force that it takes to put itself back in the water.
The weight of it would crush its own internal organs based on the gravity and air pressure of this planet. Based on the gravity of this planet. Maybe if you was living on the moon or something, you know what I'm saying? But that's why they have to live in water, because they're not subject to the same weight, the same gravity or weight laws that you would be if you was on, on dry land. Dry land, if a hippo, not a hippo too, if a rhinoceros or an elephant fall down on his side, what's going to happen to it?
It's going to be hard for it to get up.
It might die because of the weight of its of just falling in this gravity.
I see the point you're making. So what do you think? You think these are just 20th century European fakes when they come out with these big old bones and all this stuff?
Absolutely. What would kill them, but then the alligators and all these other things that's supposed to be their ancestors still survive? Like why would they survive and the dinosaurs don't?
Well, according to them, they say, I gotta say they, because this is, I'm only going off what they say. They say different atmospheric pressures changed over thousands of years, according to they're
the same species. So why would one die and the rest of them still be alive?
I guess that's a mystery. I guess that's the question. That's the elephant in the room.
It's not an elephant in the room. It's a lie. Like, so what would kill a bigger version of an alligator?
I couldn't tell you that because I don't believe. I mean, I think they existed, but that's only a belief.
But why they don't exist today? Because the alligators exist, lizards and snakes, every other reptile exists today. Why they don't exist no more?
Hey, that's the question I have yet to get the answer to.
Why do you believe they ever existed?
I guess because it seems as though they finding these bones, in different continents. It seems like they finding these bones, or they just making them up. I don't know.
Okay, so were you ever swinging around in Africa in bone, with bones in your nose? Like, were you ever feeble-minded? Did white people save us when they enslaved us? Because that's also what they say. They say that according to their science that we was feeble-minded and we was animals and we was savage. You believe that too? Because they wrote all about that. They enslaved us for 400 years based on that. You believe that?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Why you believe the dinosaur thing?
Well, I guess because they're finding these, so-called finding.
They found America. They said America was theirs. It was already people living here, but they said they found America.
Yeah, I get the point you're making. So I'm just saying, I guess when they bring these different bones and they so-called reconstruct the bones and put these different things, I guess that would make it more believable. Because I've never been there, never touched it.
Yeah, have you tested any of them bones?
No, not at all. Have you ever
touched one?
Yeah, I touched the so-called dinosaur bone. It was so-called.
Where at?
A girl I used to talk to, her son went to the dinosaur museum, the dinosaur park or something here in Alabama, and he brought back this little bone. It just looked like a little fossil, but it wasn't that big. It wasn't the size of a house. Now,
you need to be ashamed of yourself. So we're not saying fossils didn't exist. You said dinosaur bone. So which one is it?
Well, I'm saying it looked like a fossil. They said it was part of the dinosaur, but it looked more like a fossil.
But is a fossil a dinosaur bone? So when you saying dinosaur, you talking about big, huge giants, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you just talking about animals that's the same size as animals today?
Well, I guess I'm not sure what part of the body was the bone that he brought back was
Bro, not to cut you off. You know, you my guy now. You my guy. Let's, because you stuttering now. Like, I'm trying to get you straight to the point. Are you saying that you claim to have touched a giant? Like, when you say dinosaur, do you mean giants?
Well,
or you
yeah,
just mean ancient animals, period?
Ancient animals, period.
Yeah, ancient animals, period, absolutely existed.
Well, I'm saying ancient dinosaur. I'm saying like the big dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I just asked you. So you believe dinosaur? You talking about the big Fred Flintstone animals, right? The Jurassic Park animals, right?
Right.
So you saying you touched the Jurassic Park big giant dinosaur bone?
No, not one of those. No, I haven't touched one that was that big.
Why did you say you touched one?
No, I'm saying the bone he brought back. Now he brought this back from this so-called dinosaur state park, but the bone that he brought back was probably about the size. It was flat and about the length of a soda can, a 12-ounce soda can.
But this is what I'm saying, bro. Bless your heart. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't know how long you was listening. I said we're not doing no foreplay. We're not doing no backstory. We're not doing nothing. We're going straight at it, right? You said that you touched the dinosaur bone, and the definition of dinosaur, if you see on the screen, etymology, dinosaur, it means great lizard, means giant, right? A giant reptile, right?
Right.
So are you saying that you touched the giant reptile bone?
Well, I can't say it was giant, that the bone that I touched. No, I can't say
What
that.
size was it? You know what I'm saying?
I think it probably was a baby, the baby version. A baby.
How do you know it was a baby? Why just couldn't been the size of a lizard? Like, is a lizard a baby, or just is a lizard a small serpent? I mean, you know what I'm saying, small lizard.
Yeah, just a small lizard. But that's why I say call. You know what I mean? Because I don't know this. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the bone that he brought back was supposedly from, I don't know what size.
How could he even bring it back? Why would they even let him bring it back if it was that if it was real?
You know what? I question that too. But supposedly this part is where you can go and dig them up, and you can take them back home as souvenirs, like little bones.
And he wouldn't be a millionaire. He wouldn't be a multi-millionaire if he was able to. If it was a real dinosaur bone.
Hey, you right. I mean, I feel you. You know what I mean? That's why.
Why did you believe it? Why did you believe it?
I guess because, like I said, growing up, they always said, they showed us like how they found these big bones and they reconstructed it, and you know what I mean. I guess coming from that point of view.
So
I
do you
guess
still believe it today, or you realize that you was deceived?
Well, I mean, I think I'm still in the middle a little bit.
Have you seen any proof that any of this is true and real?
Nah, just like I said, I can only go by what they show and say they found.
Do you have any proof that these white scientists lie?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
So we have much proof that these white scientists lie to the detriment of human life. You know what I'm saying? Crimes against humanity size lies, but you don't have no proof that dinosaurs ever existed. Which one should you be leaning towards as an adult?
That is made up.
Why would you waste any more time even thinking over that or worrying about that, or you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no proof of that is real, but you got all the proof that the people that said that are liars.
Well, that's real. I guess that's where a lot of us are. Well, I can't say a lot of us. Some of us are. It shows we can be swindled by the European science, because according to them, these are they quote unquote top archaeologists, top paleontologists who are finding these bones and all this ancient stuff, and so I guess that's the way they swindle the masses.
Right. Can you name a top virologist of late that had everybody, you know, taking something in their arm?
Fauci?
Yeah, he's a top scientist, top virologist. What did he do for us? What did he have us to believe?
He had us believe a lie. He did a lot of smiling and beguiling.
Right. And their number one slogan was trust the science, right? Meaning trust the scientist who is the top scientist that has your best interest at heart. And what did he all have us do as we trusted him? He's a scientist, right?
That's correct.
He's a top scientist in his field, right?
That's a fact.
How did that work out for us?
It was detrimental.
So should we learn a lesson? Like, are we safer to try to hold on to those scientists might be true and right, or is it safer to say F all of them? I lasted this long, especially through slavery, without having to worry about none of these, whether they lying or not. I'll take my chances like that. Which one is the safer bet?
I agree with the latter. You know, we should say, F them all and, do our own research and, that's the route I take, because I didn't deal with none of that. I mean, I dealt with it for the conversation before as
But we got the knowledge of those that did trust them. And that's knowledge and wisdom that we're supposed to be applying to every scientist of this persuasion, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we should always question them.
Right. So that goes with anything. I don't trust. Why would we trust any former slave master descendant, the destroyer of our people? Why would we trust any of them, any of their science? You know what I'm saying? Why would we do that? Why would we just on face value just do that?
Yeah, like you said, I agree with you. And I guess it's the slave part of that slave consciousness. A lot of us continue to carry on. That was our foreparents was under, and I guess it's that we think because it's on TV and these people dressed in certain uniforms and certain badges, it make it more believable and more convincing.
Official. Yeah,
right.
Make it official and make it more gospel, especially if these people, if these 400 years you already been subconsciously programmed to think that Jesus was white. And when you see the Son, you see the Father, right? And you see that they rule in the world. You see their faces on the money, all that, the avenues or impressions of success and power and righteousness and knowledge and all of that has been they image, because they destroyed us. They made us totally dumb, deaf, dumb, and blind. We don't know nothing. So we're flatline zombies. That's what the Bible means when it say the dead shall walk the earth. That's us, mentally dead to the knowledge of anything. So anybody can look like a god to us. We'll believe anybody that shows us anything that that we never seen before. That's why they was able to conquer the planet, because they came with something that we never seen before, which was tricknology, wickedness. And that allowed them to bring hell on the earth and to mentally enslave and mentally kill the whole population.
I definitely agree. And I think it's I guess it falls under the guidelines of Stockholm syndrome, because a lot of our people, we still see them as an authority,
Yeah, and we see them as like your nature. We see them as authority, but if you black, your nature also sees them as your offspring. So you want them to be good. You want them, they can be good, and then they take advantage of you because they know that's what you want. Your nature wants them to be good, and your nature wants them to be telling the truth. And they know they ain't got no intention on being good and telling the truth, but they're gonna lie to you like they are telling the truth and being good, and they're gonna work you. They gonna work you. Next thing you know, they foot gonna be on your neck, or you're gonna be in the dirt pushing up daisies.
So I guess I guess damn. I guess so. When it comes to proof, I said we got a hell of a lot of proof to show that these people are the wicked of the earth.
You said that again?
Now I was saying that when it comes to, like you said, we it's about proof, and I guess based on everything we've been talking about, we have a lot of proof to show that these people are still our enemies and they still the wicked.
Yeah, I mean, we know they are. We know they are. We just think that God don't care or God don't exist because they letting, he's the God is letting the wicked do all of this, but we don't realize that we are the gods that's letting the wicked do this. They taught us that God is somewhere else and we got to wait for him to swoop down and, and stop them when God is in us, and the God in us got to stop them. And we stop them by stopping that wickedness in ourselves. As soon as we kill the devil in ourselves, then they automatically get taken out of power because they can't trick us no more. They can't influence us no more. So we start falling in love with ourselves and falling in love with each other because we love truth, which is our nature. So we ain't even got to fire a shot. We ain't even got to shed no blood on them. They're going to fall off. They're going to wither away because they can't keep up their deception. They can't deceive us. They can't inspire us to go for self and be individuals and be selfish, you know what I'm saying, and be capitalists and rob each other and be greedy and all of that, because once we know who we are, then we ain't got no desire to do that.
I see what you're saying. That's real. So do you think that what do you say to Christians that say, well, I got proof, or I got proof that it was Jesus that helped me through this, or it was Jesus that helped me through that or through that?
Nah, they can't show you proof. They can prove, if anything, that they believed it was Jesus that got them through that. They can't prove it was, because the Jesus that got them through that is your own belief. The Bible say you healed because you believed in me, not because I'm Jesus. It's like a placebo effect. That's the power of the human brain or the human mind, which is God. The God power is in the human being. So if you can get the human brain to believe you're healed, or you believe this or believe that, then it's gonna be so. Just like you can get them to believe that you slaves and niggas and you ain't nothing, or you sick, or you gonna die and there ain't no cure for this and ain't no cure for that. You gonna believe that too, and you gonna make it be so.
Yeah, that's real. So would you call? Let me know if I'm asking too many questions, man. You know what I'm saying?
You good. You I love your questions.
I appreciate that, bro, for sure. But my next question would be: would you call in the Bible when it says, "Let every fruit bearing tree or bear seed after its kind and after its likeness"? Would you say that the stuff that we can see on Earth right now is proof of that? Because we see that you can only get an apple tree from the seed of an apple, and so forth and so on.
Absolutely. And that's part of proving all things, because whether we like it or not, God's law or the Creator's law is the law of nature. And the law of nature is cause and effect. There's no such thing as an effect or a product without a cause or a producer. It ain't no such thing. That's impossible. So you can tell the type of quality of tree or a person or a group or information it is by the fruit that it bears. You can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. You can tell a man or a woman or an organization by their works, their accomplishments. That's the proof. That's how you prove that what you have is true or better or best. Because there might be truth in everybody's teaching, but this is the best. This is the supreme, because you can't defeat this. This is the best product. This is the best results. These are the best effects. So there must be the best cause.
I see what you're saying. So in the scriptures, when it talks about, I think it was on the fifth day. I forgot what day when it says that the Elohim or the Most High or whoever they created the animals and the beasts of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that actually took place, or was that allegory or metaphor for something else or something?
I think it's both. It's literal and metaphoric, meaning because in most cases, every time the Bible is speaking on animals, it's speaking about people. It's speaking about the different characteristics of human beings. Right. So if it's a wolf, it's talking about wolf type people. If it's talking about a snake, it's snake type people. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about a lamb or sheep, it's sheep type people. So in that sense, it's metaphor. It's talking about the characteristics and the attributes of different type of people on earth. But if you're talking about the literal creation, then yeah, I mean that's possible too. But the very first creation was God himself. So there had to be a human before there was all of that.
No doubt. Because I was just thinking, based on like you saying, prove all things, and I can, I said when I look out, I observe, I can clearly see, the mountains, the trees, the grass, the different animals that that was said what was created,
Right.
but at the same time, it's like when that story real? Like, did that really happen in the Bible? Like, was that according to like the days? You know how the days, each day it say the Most High
Yeah,
did
no,
this.
it's not a 24-hour day because it ain't even no sun or no moon to revolve around to call it 24 hours. So it don't, when it say days, it don't mean that. It means periods of time. So in the nation, we taught that the whole thing took 6 trillion years if you was to count it in what we count as time now. So the whole creation, the universe, and all of that, and the life on the planets and whatever, it took 6 trillion years. 3 divisions of 2 trillion years each. 2 trillion years, 2 trillion years, 2 trillion years, which is 6 trillion years, which is 6 periods of time. So we just call it a period of time, we call it a day.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I always wondered that. Like, okay, was it did this stuff actually happen in stages? Like the 7-day, the 7-day theory, or is it a 7-day fact, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we still being created. We still in the process of being created. That's what I'm saying. We don't understand the concept of growth or creation. That's all creation means is growth. Evolution and growth is creation. Nothing in creation got here just abracadabra. Everything in creation started out, small and was grown. You have to grow a planet, or grow a star, grow a universe, grow a person. We started out as microscopic, invisible germs, and we grew into this what we now, we got feelings and thoughts and skull and teeth and bones and muscles and all that, but we used to be invisible down there, right? We was invisible to the naked eye, but now we talking to each other on a computer and shit.
Yeah, that's deeper than the mind could think.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't say that. The mind is what did it. The mind is what did it. So don't repeat
I guess I'm saying,
them
like,
slavery ideas.
I feel what you're saying. I guess I'm saying just thinking about that, like damn, like at any second I could have been evaporated.
Nah, that's a false concept too, because that's still you operating from a fear and an ignorance thought base instead of eternal. If you knew your real self, then you know that you're really eternal. You alpha and omega. There is no beginning, no ending to yourself. But you're talking about the physical vessel called your body that you're expressing through right now. That got a beginning. That was born, and that's gonna pass away. But that's just the housing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. That's you exactly right. You're exactly right. When you look at it like that, you're
And the
exactly
housing has intelligence. You know, the mind is pure, it's the pure intelligence, you know what I mean? But the cells, the body, the atoms and the molecules that make up your physical, biological, organic organs or whatever, they have intelligence in them, and they're programmed to survive. They want to survive. They want to last as long as possible. So the fear and the instinct to stay alive and all of that comes more from your vessel. The vessel, has a beginning and it knows it's gonna have an ending. So it's panicking, it's trying to stay alive as much as possible. It remembers trauma, it remembers this to avoid it next time or whatever. But the mind don't operate like that. That's why it's a conflict between mind and body. The flesh, the intelligence in the flesh fears mortality. It fears to die and not exist no more. And it has pain. It has nerves and pain. It feels pain, but your brain does not feel pain. I don't know if you've seen the movie Hannibal Lecter, or whatever that movie was, where he cut off dude's skull cap and was feeding him his own brains.
The
human brain does not feel pain, and that's symbolic of what we are. I want to say spiritually. Spiritually ain't the right word, but mentally. Our eternal identity, our eternal intelligence, our alpha and omega power, intelligence, force is what that brain not feeling pain represents. We don't have fear and pain and worry about time and worry about loss and nothing like that. Only the body does that.
I see what you're saying. So what I'm getting from what you're saying is that basically the vessel is running off the central nervous system, but the essence of man is what lasts forever.
Right. I mean, we are our essence, right?
Right.
Meaning you got a light bulb, you call it a light bulb, but in reality it's just, that force, that infinite, eternal force that you might call electricity. When that light bulb burn out, that don't mean electricity is dead. It just means that light bulb can't handle it, you know what I'm saying? But for so long, and the real you burnt it out.
That's real. That's real. Well, I got another question. I mean, a little bit. It's within the same book, but on a different topic. Now, when the scripture talks about, I think this was I don't know. I think it was Job, if I'm not mistaken. He was asking, can you, what is it? Can you bind Pleiades, or can you loosen Orions, or like?
Oh yeah, when he was he was telling him about he was checking him about all the complaints he was doing and this and that, and then God was telling him, like, you think you going through something? Did you do this? Did you weigh the heavens and the earth? Did you do this? And did you? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So was that because, like, if we look up at Orion, right, or Pleiades, I forgot which one, but basically the scripture was saying one was moving because he asked him, "Can you bind Pleiades, or can you loosen the belt of Orion?" So when I look up, it's like the so-called, what they call the so-called belt of Orion with the 3 stars in it. It's like, it's always fixated. Like, and so he was asking me this question. I'm like, wow, that's, when you look at it from observing on the earth, it's like, okay, you can see that the ones he asked him, could he bind or unbind? It's like you can't, it can't be done when you look at it. But so is that a fact? Is that
Yeah, that's, as far as I understand, that's just examples of him comparing his stresses to God's stresses, what God had to go through to get him here. You're complaining about your boils and your afflictions that you're suffering from. You complaining to me like I did you so wrong, but you don't know what I had to go through to even create you, to get you here, to get this whole creation here for you to be able to complain.
I see what you're saying, because it's like, I guess I'm kind of like to know that science, I guess I would say you had to observe that for a long time to know that what we call the constellation of Orion and how it's fixated. It stays fixated. Like he
Yeah,
was caught.
God, or your father knows not to give you no subject that ain't got nothing to do with you right now. So the God is the God of all of the galaxies, all of the star systems, all of that. But why do I need to know about that when I'm trying to get you to master yourself right here on this little planet right here? Why do I need to distract you with whatever else I know and whatever else I'm doing and regulating when I'm trying to get you to learn specifically how to master yourself or master this planet?
Well, I guess to go back to that scripture in the Bible where it says, how could you, why would you want to know heavenly things when you don't even really know earthly things, or something to that effect?
Right. And if God is God, then he knows that the earth, mastering the earth is the key to mastering everything else. If this is the home of God, if this is the throne of God, this is the best planet, then mastering this gives you the key to mastering everything else out there, because all of creation, and this is what they don't teach in church or even in the mosque or whatever, like we can prove now that all physical creation is made out of the same thing, which is atoms and molecules. Why doesn't your Bible, your church, your pastor teach atomic physics? Why are they not teaching about the things that we all can prove God is using universally to build and to create all his creations? It's all made out of the same thing, which is atoms. Atoms, which make up molecules, bonded together, make molecules, which bond together and make elements, which bond together to make everything else. But it's all atoms. So why ain't every pastor or imam or rabbi a nuclear, atomic physics teacher? Why are you talking about prayers and shit? You know what I'm saying? And you're not even talking about how prayers affect the atoms or affect the molecules, because they do. And that's why the little Japanese dude was doing experiments, messages in water, because we all made out of water, and your thoughts affect the molecules of water. So why wouldn't they make that connection? You know what I'm saying? They either don't know or they do know, and they intentionally keeping that from you.
Yeah, that's real, man. Hey, because it's a question that got to be asked. We live in a time where science is proving all these things and knowing these things. Like, why are you still talking about a pie in the sky in the sweet by and by?
Right. We in the sky.
Right.
We in the sky. We on a planet that's only 25,000 miles in circumference. That's flying through the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
right?
because I remember the scripture said, the fowl fly in the heavens.
I'm just saying, this is one of the heavens. That the planets are called the heavens, the seven heavens. They're talking about the planets. We own one of the heavens now. Why would we think heaven is somewhere else other than where we at? It ain't no clouds. It ain't no clouds in space. I mean, it's nursery, like, what I'm saying, cosmic clouds, but is that where you think heaven is at? We in space already. we it's no floor, there's no ceiling, there's no walls and shit in space. Like, we already out here. We already here.
Oh man, I'm glad you said that, because you know what? It just made me think of another scripture that I always use to beat up the flat earthers on, is that you know how in the scripture it says he suspends the earth over nothing? And like, to me, NASA and all these people prove that like when you see Earth from space view, you don't see no strings holding it up. Ain't nothing, is invisible, so to speak. I guess, because of the gravity and magnetism and all that other stuff that, that keep the Earth where it's at. When that scripture said he suspends the earth over nothing, to me, that was proven by NASA and whoever else that brought out the fact that there's no strings holding the earth or the moon up.
I mean, even if it was, it's still God that would be doing the strings. Like, I don't care, even if the earth was flat, I don't care what that means. Like, it's still gonna be a God that created it, right?
Well, yeah, you got a point
Like,
on that.
those things they're not supposed to trip you up. Okay, the earth is flat. Okay, we in a dome, we in a bubble. Okay, now what? Like, is my activity supposed to change because of that? Like, they just do that to try to discredit God. You know what I'm saying? They want to do anything to make you say, I'm gonna rebel against righteous law and order and authority and structure. They want you to be rebellious like them, so you can suffer their same fate, because they call any type of law slavery. That's why they say, you can be a female if you was born a male. You know what I'm saying? You got to be under that law. That's oppression. That's slavery. Like, oh, for real? Nah. So those is laws that actually bless us to be able to enjoy the pleasures of existence. If you're going against that law, so you're gonna cut off your penis? Damn, how you gonna enjoy? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's real. See, that's so real. Yeah. So do you think science is when they say stuff like, oh, God in the gap and things like that, when it pertains to I guess so-called Big Bang or creation or creationism and stuff. So you think, they making mockery when they use word like, oh, y'all got a God in the gap, like, because we can't explain this and that.
Yeah, that's their ignorance. Like, why would we be relying on some Johnny-come-lately race of people that only been here for 6,000 years, that only been flying since 1903, right? You only been, the first time you ever flown as a race was the Wright brothers in 1903. How is that our authority and we made you? We made you. And then we put ourselves to sleep and allowed you to rule us for 6,000 years according to your own wicked nature, and we didn't interfere with it. But we left signs and monuments out there proving that we was way farther technologically advanced than you ever was. Why would we, let them be the authorities now that we waking up? Why would I be caring what any white scientist got to say?
That's real. And the pushback that comes with I'm rocking with you. But you got those naysayers and those gonna say, well, Brother Cam, how you gonna say the white man came from us? How you gonna prove that, Brother Cam? You're gonna have that crew. So what you say to those that say, well, how you gonna show us that we came from the white man, and why has the white man been whooping our ass so long? You got those.
Yeah, it just depends on what they believe. If they believe in Christianity, I can prove it like that. If they believe in Islam, I can prove it like that. They believe in agnostic or atheism, I can prove it like that. It's easy to prove it with just science. It's easy to prove it with art, with finger paints. You can't get black out of white. You can't get black from white. White people can't produce black. They can't even produce yellow. But black people, or black, produces everything. So right there, if we're black people, if my eyes is black, my hair is black, if my skin is black or dark, because they be saying, man, we not black, we dark, we brown. Okay, well, if we the darkest shade of brown, we can still produce every race, and no other race can produce this darkest shade of brown. So we're genetically superior. We're genetically your makers. We have made albinos, we have made light-skinned blacks, we have made red blacks, we have made yellow blacks, but you ain't never made no dark skin, nothing. So we produced you. You did not produce, nor can you ever produce us. And that's the proof. That's how you prove that. You don't got to go to no religion. You ain't got to go to no science book. I can prove it right now with some finger paints to your preschool child. You know what I'm saying? Give them a glass jar of white paint and a glass jar of black paint. Take one spoonful or one drop of white paint and put it in the black paint and stir it up, and it's still going to be black paint. Now take one drop or a little spoonful of black paint and put it in the white jar and stir it up. It's going to change that whole shit up to gray.
That's a fact.
So that's not religion. That's facts, right? And that's what we are. That's how we prove that we're the original people of this planet, and all other races or colors came from us, but none of them produced us, and they're not equal with us. All men are not created equal.
So what would you say to somebody that would ask the question and be like, what if somebody asked the question was like, because I heard this question before. Somebody said, well, um, how did these people learn to be so brutal, and how did, like, when do we let them go? How did we set them apart to where they would do all this and mix and mingle, and now we got Hispanics, now we got Arabs, and so how would how did these people just end up being isolated and then coming out with different ethnic groups and stuff like that?
Well, that came from the grafting process. Before there was ever such thing as races on our planet, and this is according to the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam. Before there was ever such thing as races, we had tribes. We had tribes of original black people. We had 12 original tribes, and then a 13th that got lost, but they was all black people, and they all had black hair, straight hair, thin nose, thin lips, features that wasn't Negroid. The Negroid looking tribe, or the African kinky hair, wide nose, big lips tribe didn't come onto the planet until 50,000 years ago. But prior to 50,000 years ago, all of the tribes, had straight hair, what I'm saying, and thin nose and thin features, and not so dense muscle mass and bones and all of that. So what was your question? I know I was getting what was your question again?
He was going into it because I was saying how some people would say, well, how did these people get out of these different secluded areas, and
right. So grafting. So we produce them through a science today called genetic engineering or selective breeding. So in these original black tribes, it was all the same nation, though. It was only one nation, and this is the nation of God, the original Asiatic black man and woman of this planet. That was one nation. So in our genetic makeup, once the very first one of us created himself out of triple darkness, out of the dark matter and energy, what they call dark matter or dark energy, and created this human form, which is the best form. After studying his own self and his own creation, he saw in himself a second self or a companion, and that he brought that out of himself, like cells divide, you know what I'm saying? And that second self is called woman. So the female. So the very first creation was Allah, and the second creation was him reaching within himself and pulling out his companion, his second self, which is the female, and set up the law of reproduction after that. And I'm saying it like it's quick, but it was trillions of years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so after he set that up, then he set up the law of life and death, or the life cycle, but which is really evolution. Death is where you can clear away I'm gonna say waste, but you can clear away old material and make way for new material after you pass the data from the old material to the new. Same way that our cells shed in the bathtub, or all of our cells, even if it ain't the bathtub, all of the cells that we got today is not the cells that you had when you was a baby, when you was born. They have reproduced many times and shed many times over, but before they do, they pass the data on to the new cells, and then they die out or get excreted or shed or whatever, and you never feel it. We never feel it. So anyway, we saw in ourselves, the original tribes, that there was a dominant and recessive, what they call today, dominant and recessive genes and traits, or forces of, a dominant force, expression of ourselves, and then a weaker force, because it was duality now. Now it's a pair of everything. So the dominant expression of us as the original black nation was called the black germ, and the recessive is called the brown germ. And the recessive, was weaker. It was a little weaker, just like the left hand is naturally a little weaker than the right hand. It's intended to be equal, but the creator didn't make his creation perfect. The very first one of us didn't make the creation perfect, but it was perfect enough to stick and set a law in motion called evolution or growth towards perfection, towards where equality would eventually be accomplished, meaning the left would eventually be equal with the right, but only after the left was purified and made right. In other words, it'd be like you had two right hands or two righteous expressions instead of one righteous expression and one unrighteous expression. So we saw that in us early on, and we put ourselves through a process of selective breeding or genetic engineering to bring out that opposite weak expression that was found in if you take the brown germ all the way to its weakest stage. And that process was through, like I said, grafting. It's called grafting out, selective breeding, where you find somebody a little lighter and then than you are, and you marry the lighter onto the lighter, a boy and a girl, you marry them on, and breed them for 200 years, and they'll produce a whole brown race of people. And in the brown race, brown is the dominant and yellow is the recessive, and you find a little yellow children over here and yellow children over there, and you marry them on for 200 more years. And in this period of time, the brown people still exist, and they going to find place to they over the earth, migrating over the earth to find a part of the earth that suits their genetic makeup best. But it's still black people that's mating now with brown people. And then when the yellow people is produced, it's black people that's mating with yellow people. And there's yellow people that's mating with brown people. And yellow people, what I'm saying? So those is the beginning of race mixing or whatever, and making more diluted different versions or expressions of human beings. So I could go all the way out, but I don't want to just talk your ear off.
Oh, no. Because my next question will be, was this done on purpose?
Yeah. It was done trying to get to our polar opposite expression. So this was trying to get to the devil that's in us. We was trying to reach and extract and pull out that new people, that opposite people that we saw existed, because we would over time produce mutations called albino. So the fact that we produced albino let us know that there was a whole opposite people in us that we could bring out. But albinism is a mutation. Albino is not a grafting. Albino is not a diluting of the black nature or the black blood. It's just a mutation. But that let us know that there was a way to get to a grafted, opposite nature people in us. So we took on that self-study or that self-operation to pull out the opposite nature or the opposite type of human being or a new people or a new ruler, which is called Adam, the Adamic race or the Adamite race, or the man of sin, the people of sin, the original sinner. That's why the Bible say wasn't no sin before Adam and Eve, and they produced Cain and Abel, and murder and lying and disobedience started with Eve and Adam and their children and all that. But prior to that, according to the Bible, that didn't exist. So we produce that opposite expression of ourselves. The opposite of black is white. And if the original God is black, right? The original dominant righteousness is black. All life came from black. Then the opposite of black is white. The opposite of righteous is unrighteous. So it's simple. You don't need no rocket science to see that these are the people, and this is their nature, this is their appearance, easily identifiable. And we brought them out so we can purify ourselves and give them the chance to purify themselves if they would choose to. They have to choose to. They got free will. So that's what that's really about.
All right, well, I got one last question because I know you probably got to ride out, homie. But I just want to say this, bro. So when the scripture says that when Adam and Eve, they went off or whatever, and then the Most High told Eve that she would suffer through childbirth, and I think he pretty much told Adam he would have to work by the sweat of his brow. But it seems that applied to all of us. I mean, with a part with the women, she suffered through childbirth, pain through childbirth, and it seems though as men, most times we work by the sweat of our brow. So what is that really talking about? If you know what I mean?
Can you ask that one more time?
You know how it says and after Adam and Eve sinned, it said it pretty much the Most High told Eve that she would suffer pain through childbirth because of what she did, and I think it told Adam that he would have to work by the sweat of his brow. I'm saying, are we living proof of that, or was that just pertaining to the Adamites that was created, or how? Why does it seem to apply with childbirth?
Right.
You
Well,
know, you see,
that's a Christian belief. That's a Christian interpretation, because
oh,
Christians believe that before Eve sinned, there was no death. There was no such thing as death, right?
mhm.
So that would be saying that whatever animals existed, you know what I'm saying, they would just still been multiplying on the earth. And I guess they would overflow the earth because death don't exist. I don't know where they would live. I don't know where they would be at if you believe that death didn't exist before sin. You know, like sin is what produced death. We know that's false. That's talking about mental and spiritual death. The power of God in man and woman that only comes through being righteous. That is the death that we suffered. We suffered the death of our God powers because we start practicing sin and evil. But physical death always existed. After, you know, that the God, after he produced his second self and set up the law of reproduction, he also set up the law of physical death. That's what reproduction is for. So, you know, you can die and rest or whatever and transfer all your experience and your data to a new, fresh vessel or vehicle, which is called your offspring or your new cell or whatever. So, but Christians falsely believe that death came from, you know, physical death came from Adam or Eve biting the forbidden fruit. That's false. That's just like believing that God didn't create pain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Pain comes from nerves and nerve endings of this, you know, of this vessel that's programmed to survive. Pain is like an engine light to let you know don't keep going in that direction because it's going to destroy this thing called life or this vehicle that we got. Pain is not evil or a curse or nothing like that, right? So why would God create pain? Why would God create death? And why does the Bible say God creates evil? Isaiah 45:7. I create evil. Damn. Like, so you saying that death comes from evil, you know what I'm saying? Death comes by sin and all that, but you created it all. Why would you put us through hell and shit, God? Like, why would you bring all of this shit to the planet and to our experience? You know, and you're supposed to be a good God, but you create evil and then you punish us for it.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the most, that's the question of the year, you know, because I think that's what make a lot of people from what I've been around don't believe in the Bible, because they like, you know, if God created the evil and all this, I mean, goddamn, you know, that's how a lot of people feel that I know, you know, and they be like, man, no, I don't mess with the book no more, and such and such and such, you know.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. This is mature subject. That's why I love your questions, because they scientifically mature, even though, you know, you might not have looked deep all the way into them, even though I think you have, and you just asking these questions for the benefit of the people watching. But
yes, a little bit of both.
The God, right. The devil was always in God. The devil is just as old as God is, because the devil was in God. It's just like you have a left hand. You always had a left hand and you always had a right hand. You just kept your left hand in check. Your right hand was always stronger than the left. Just like I always be using this little plug. If you got a plug of a wire or anything, a light bulb, you look at not the light bulb, but any appliance, it's a two-pronged plug. One prong represents positive or God, and the other one represents negative or devil. They was always present. The other side was always present, but it was weak. It was weak enough that the positive could always keep it in control, under control, and in check. But once the positive got strong enough, God got strong enough over time, then he said, I can pull my right hand back and let my left hand or this negative expression fully express itself, because once I let this negative multiply, it's going to become positive. I'm going to turn it mathematically. Negative times negative equals positive. But the amount of hell and shit and grief and torment and destruction that multiplication of negative that is going to bring, we're not going to like that. We won't agree with that. And that's what the majority of the righteous angels rebelled for. They rebelled against God because they didn't know the necessary process of purifying God, or God purifying himself. I had a left-handed expression that you call devil. I have to let it fully express itself. I know the mathematics. I know it's going to be hell. I know it's going to be the worst, but it's only going to be a small vacuum of time, 6,000 years. And after that, we're going to enjoy eternity of bliss and jubilee and heaven and unlimited progress and happiness and all that. So this had to be done.
So are we in that time, or is that time amongst us where we're going to inherit these things?
Absolutely. We living in it now. We the most blessed generation to ever be alive in history on the planet. It's us, because we living in that time that we are part of the old and are being used. We the instruments to bring in the new, to eliminate the negative. We have the opportunity now to used to be negative, used to be devils, and now we can grow into God in our lifetime.
That's real. That's real. You're exactly right. We definitely at a time where we see the level of higher consciousness amongst our people is definitely at a higher rate.
But that's why Satan is at his strongest and his most deceptive, to offer you shit to make you forfeit that. He trying to offer you some other stuff to make you think, okay, this is always what I wanted right here, so I don't need to go after this God mastery power business. I'm gonna just enjoy my pleasure. I'm gonna enjoy this stuff that the devil is offering me, so he can trick off your destiny. You could trick off your future.
So is that what it means in the scriptures when it says the earth is in the hands of the wicked?
Yeah, absolutely. This whole world has been run and ruled by Satan for the last 6,000 years. That's why we have, the number 6, or the Seventh-day Adventist, 6 days a week, but on the 7th day he rests. That's the God of this world. Adam is the God of this world. The Adamic race, or the devil, is the God of this world. They've been able to do their work for 6,000 years, or 6 days, because a day is like 1,000 years with the lords, with the gods. But on the 7th day, he be laid to rest from all his work. So his 6th day was up in 1914. 1914 was the end of their 6,000 years, or their 6 days. So from 1914 to right now, 2024, we've been living under, they've been having an extension of time and grace because of us, the children of God, the real God's children, needed extra time to wake up so we wouldn't get destroyed wholesale by them, or, when they got destroyed. But now the time is all the way up. So grace is up at the end of this year. I don't want to go into the mathematics or whatever. We can talk about that on another live. But according to the scientists and the signs and the prophecies and the Mahdi and the Messiah and the God's appearance, 2004 or 2005 is the end of grace. I mean, not 2005, 2025, sorry. 2025 is the end of all of the grace.
Man, so what about the night? I guess my last question would be
It ain't gonna be your last question.
I know, right? I got 2 more questions for real. But the first one would be Why 1914?
Because of the history, and of course, like I said, I got to tell you that this is according to the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, or Master Fard Muhammad, to the honorable Elijah Muhammad and to the Nation of Islam. So this is not nothing that you can research. This is what's called divine revelation. This is revelation from the mouth of God about the secrets and the time and the prophecies and the fulfillments and all that, and identifying it. So we constantly are proving it, but certain things that I'm not qualified to prove of certain histories or whatever, because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the power to take you back there or to show you certain proofs. But what was the question? I got my short-term memory.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. No, I was just saying, like you were saying, like 1914 was the day that it was
Right,
up. And,
right.
yeah.
So we have from Master Fard Muhammad, we have the date according to the beginning of the manufacturing of the Adamic race. From our lessons. Anybody that has ever been a registered Muslim of the Nation of Islam, it tells us the exact date of the manufacturing of Yaqub, who is the black scientist that initiated the genetic engineering or the selective breeding process that took 600 years. He wasn't alive. He never lived to see the final product, which was the first batch of, Caucasian people. But according to our lessons, it gives us the exact date, which was 6,000 something and something years from February 24, 1934. So if I was to look at, and like I said, this is something that, you can take it or leave it, believe it or not, but this is who got us this far and made us the most successful and the most respected black organization in the history of America and in the history of the world. So this is the teachings of Master Fard Muhammad, the revelation. So you're not going to find them researching those scholars. You're not going to find this nowhere. This is the same one that the Bible said would measure the earth, you know what I'm saying, and do all these other stuff. So this is the actual facts that we get, that we recite by heart about the measurements of the earth and the weight of the earth and the population and all of that. So this is fulfilling what's in the scripture.
Yeah, hey man, I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. You know what I mean? And I guess my last question was, you spoke of the seven heavens representing seven planets. Like,
Right.
are they talking about the planets within this, or the heavens within this solar system? Or
yeah, it's the
okay.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that out of the 9 planets in our solar system, they all have life. All 9 have life on them, but 7 of them have people on them. So it's life. It could be plant life, bacterial life, or whatever on the other 2, but 7 of them have people on them, and we put them there. The gods of this planet, the God, the God of the universe, which his home is this planet, the 3rd planet from the sun, which is called Asia. The original name of this planet is called Asia. That's why we call the Asiatic black nation. We seeded them. We put these heavens around us.
Hey, that's a cold piece, man. You breaking it down, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you breaking it down, man. You know what I mean? And
I appreciate your questions. I think everybody else appreciates your questions too.
Hey, I appreciate it, man, because like you said, you hit it on the nail. Certain things I've heard from just studying different brothers that came out of the Nation of Islam and stuff. So, and a lot of things I do kind of got my, I go by that perspective, but at the same time, it's always good to just hear a brother just live and just be able to just ask, you know what I mean? Even though I might know a little of it, but a lot of, I be wanting more in depth, and you be going in, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because it's supposed to be, you're supposed to know this like you know yourself. Meaning it's already so fascinating and so bomb. If it's especially people that's in the science fiction or comic book superheroes and all of that, to hear that those powers, or most of those type of characters, their powers is really true, and you really practice them naturally, and you really are the identity or the gods and this and that. Not saying that you the most high, or you the supreme, or you the original one, because we're not saying that's who we are. We saying that we're his descendants, we're his direct descendants, and we do have the same capacity and the same, we intended to grow into what he is while we live in our lifetime. Each human being on this planet is designed and intended to grow into a God while they live. God meaning not no fairy tale fantasy, ghost, spirit, whatever people know, like that's not what a God is. A God is one that's supreme, a master of the sciences of everything, sciences, the provable realities and the forces and the powers over nature of everything in life. Every human being was born with the ability to grow into that. That's what we were in the beginning, but we lost that, and especially once we put ourselves to sleep, to allow that final little operation of bringing that weak devil expression up out of us. So we had to die mentally. We had to become mentally dead or flatline, and now this is the resurrection of us coming back into that knowledge and that wisdom, that understanding, that desire. So when you hear us talking like this, it's like it resonates. Like, damn, I always, even when I was a child, like everything he's saying, I used to feel this, or I used to think this, but just to hear somebody verbalizing what I used to think, like, okay, I want to hear more of that. So that's all this is. This is how you know it agrees with your nature.
Yeah, that's real, man. And I guess just to go full circle, I guess the proof we got that that this devil on top of the ground has caused more havoc than any devil that we believe that was under the ground that beat his wife when the sun and the rain come out.
Yeah, I was taught that. Yeah, but that's why, he came to wipe away our tears. He came to wipe away all these false ideas and concepts that got us scared of the dark, or scared to, to look up in space or think it's a demon here or a ghost here, and that's all BS. I'm telling y'all, free your mind. That's all BS. There are forces, there are human beings, and it could be devil. There's technology that can, move stuff or whatever, in your house and all. That's not no ghosts or no demons or no outside entity that can possess you and take control of you. But human beings have the ability to do that. And if it's wicked human beings, their ability is extremely, infinitely limited. That all they really have the power to do is to trick you if you let them trick you. Their whole thing is tricks and lies. And if they can get their hands on you physically, like through slavery, but they was allowed to do that for a season, that season is over with, then, they'll do physical harm to you or whatever, but they got to trick you through food, through poison, through pharmaceuticals, through, songs, through movies. They got to trick you. They got to trick you out of your power. They can't they can't take it from you unless you give it to them.
That's a fact, brother. That's a fact, Cam. Well, Cam, bro, it's always a blessing, man, and I appreciate you, being dedicated and sincere, answering the questions, bro. It's always, like I said, a blessing to be up on here, just, conversating with good brothers.
Man, you, like I said, the God, what I'm saying, is in you. So when I say, I love you and appreciate you, I'm talking to God. I'm talking to the God in my brother Commit. You know what I'm saying? So that's not spooky. I'm not gassing you up. I just know that you're a fellow God brother, a God. So I love talking with the God in my people. I don't want to talk no more to the devil or about the devil, or how much dirt I can do, or how scandalous I can be. I love when brothers and sisters, press me to talk to them about their God self.
No doubt. That's 100, man. That's the best. That's the best. That's the topic we should always be on. And you're 100% correct, bro. You know what I mean? It's well appreciated.
Man. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get off of here in a second, man. See if anybody else want to holler. But you, like I said, man, I appreciate your scientific, divine. I love the spirit. I love everything about what you had to say tonight, bro.
All right, man. It's always a blessing, man. All praise is due to Allah, the Most High, bro. You feel me?
Right, your supreme self.
So you're right.
All right. Peace. Man, that was dope. That was well, ain't even dope. That was natural. That was herbal. Dope is like devil medicine pills. That's pharmaceuticals. That wasn't dope. That was herbal. That was herbal. And that don't just apply to black people. So don't get that twisted. Our greatest prophet is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and we are taught was white, a white era, 1400 years ago. So this is not restricted to black people. If the holy prophet that we lift up as our example is a white man, that means all races in between black and white, this will benefit you even more. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel a certain kind of way like, well, I'm not black. I wasn't born black. What about me? Nah, we black and we give an honor to Prophet Muhammad as our prophet. We wear his name. We wearing the name of a white prophet because we're not concerned about his skin color. We concerned about the victory the holy war that he waged against his own weak, wicked nature and conquered it, which would show us how to conquer it once we become little black devils, once we go to sleep for 6,000 years under the other devils. We're going to need to follow the white prophet Muhammad's example of how he went to war against his lust and his greed and his envy and his fear and his emotionalism and all of that. So that's why we honor Prophet Muhammad, a white Arab, a white man. So yeah, they are devils by nature, but you see what that one did. He didn't stay no devil. He became a god. You know what I'm saying? So put that in your pipe and smoke that. On that note, my manager is here, so I have to go now. You want to say anything, management?
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so when we do a new upload or a new live, you'll always get notified.
Man, you saying that real good, like a professional now. It's movie time. We got to do our movie night. So, man, we love y'all. Thank y'all, man. Hopefully this was value and content. It's about proving all things. Hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Like she said, like. Share this with somebody who need to hear it on this sun night, on this good sun night school. All right. Peace and blessings. We out. Salute Gooch. Salute all my wrenches. Salute Rube, Big Rube. Peace.